Good afternoon. My name is Lionel Juarez, and I'm a grad student at CSUN. I'm calling to urge the board to support the NOHO to Pasadena refined F1 plan. Am I correct? I urge because I think it will incentivize transit riders to use public transportation more, and Pasadena is a popular destination. So if this proposal does go through, I would be more encouraged to utilize the line and drive less. I am sure other people will agree, and it will help fight climate change. And so I urge you to support the NOHO to Pasadena route. Please consider passing it. Thank you.
Thank you. Scheherazade, how many callers do we have in queue left?
At the moment, we have 11.
Okay, let's go through it. Thank you.
Caller ending in 3173, please state your name. You have 1 minute to make your comment.
Good day, committee members. My name is Deborah Murphy. I'm an active transportation planner, designer, and grant writer. My team prepared the Beautiful Boulevard project, which intersects Colorado Boulevard and Eagle Rock. I'm also the founder of LA Walks, and I chair the City of LA Pedestrian Advisory Committee. I'm speaking today with enthusiastic support for the staff-recommended F1 alignment with medians, protected bike lanes, and wider sidewalks that's been developed and supported by the Eagle Rock community through extensive engagement with Metro and community-based organizations. This alternative is based on sound climate adaptation goals that supports walking, biking, and public transit that complements the existing and future land uses and activity on Colorado Boulevard. We must move past our auto-oriented path to reduce air pollution and associated negative environmental impacts to meet our climate goals. Transportation causes 40% of our greenhouse gas emissions, so we must get out of our cars, get on the bus, get on our bikes, and get on our feet to a cleaner, brighter future. There is no going back. As we know, that does not get us anywhere. Thank you very much, and please support the refined F1 alignment.
Thank you.
Caller ending in 0968, please state your name. You have 1 minute to make your comment.
Hello, my name is Riley McIntyre. I own a home in Highland Park. It's the same home the author John Steinbeck said was in Eagle Rock. I had a computer consulting business here until 2015. I'm a frequent transit user and would use a safer bike lane. I wish to add my support to that of most all Eagle Rock and Highland Park residents and the business owners I know in the Beautiful Boulevard plan and the F1 alignment. I encourage the Metro Board to approve and support the implementation of this project. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Caller ending in 5269, please state your name. You have 1 minute to make your comment.
Good afternoon, members of the committee. My name is David Kriske, representing the City of Burbank. The city supports the NOHO to Pasadena BRT project because of its value in enhancing regional transit while supporting Burbank's goal to build 12,000 new housing units over the next 15 years. While the project supports important city and regional goals, we strongly believe that two changes should be made to the staff recommendation. We request that curb-running bus lanes be changed to mixed flow on Olive Avenue between Buena Vista and Victory and over the Olive Bridge. Staff's recommendation to widen Olive, narrow sidewalks, and push street parking into residential neighborhoods would cause unacceptable impacts to the city. We also ask that Metro ensure that Olive Avenue Station be constructed as an elevated station on the Olive Avenue Bridge directly above the Metrolink station. The proposed Lake Street Station is an unfriendly 1/3 mile walk for transfer passengers. The city believes that convenient Metrolink connectivity is critical to the success of this project. With these two changes, the city looks forward to continued partnership with Metro to develop a high-speed and high-quality BRT project that meets the city and regional transportation goals. Thank you.
Thank you, David, and thank you, Burbank.
Calling user 1, please state your name. You have 1 minute to make your comment.
Thank you so much. My name is Mona Field. I'm an Eagle Rock resident, referring to item 15. I think it's quite fascinating that Pasadena has always gotten mixed flow. I hear just this moment that Burbank is asking for mixed flow on a portion of Olive, and those of us who oppose Boulevard Beautiful are the ones in Eagle Rock who want mixed flow because we deeply fear the impact of a single lane on Colorado. We fear that those drivers will go to residential streets because they don't want to sit in the single lane. And perhaps some of you may even remember, I have served in public office on the LA Community College Board for 4 terms. I know how difficult it is to take public comment and to make decisions. The one thing you could do that would really resolve some of the divisions in this community is to amend today's motion to specifically call for a cone demonstration immediately so that people in Eagle Rock and anybody else who happens to drive in this area from Highland Park or Pasadena or wherever can
time is up.
Caller ending in 2925, please state your name. You have 1 minute to make your comment. Caller, please go ahead. All right, we'll move on to the next caller in queue, ending in 8809. Please state your name. You have 1 minute to make your comment.
Hi, this is Laura Gonzalez, and I'm a resident of Eagle Rock. If you can believe it, there's another one of us here. I am calling in support of the Beautiful Boulevard plan and urge you to approve the refined F1 option. I, like many other people during the pandemic, have been walking around the neighborhood a lot, and I've been actively avoiding Colorado Boulevard as it is a 4-lane highway through our neighborhood. And the proposed plan reducing to 1 lane of traffic, although is an annoying thing, will also hopefully encourage drivers to stop driving, which is something we need to do in order to reduce our carbon emissions. So yes, it's annoying for drivers, but they shouldn't be driving as much anyway. In addition, the mixed flow traffic, as someone who also drives and takes public transit, I really don't like buses that are in mixed traffic because if I wanted to sit in traffic, I would just drive myself. That is why I wish there was a train, but instead we have this bus-only lane with bike lanes and a reduced lane of traffic, and I think my time's up. But thank you.
Thank you.
Caller ending in 7765, please state your name. You have 1 minute to make your comment.
Yes, hello, my name is Tom Falonga. I've been a resident here in Eagle Rock for over 20 years, close to 30. And my greatest concern about the Beautiful Boulevard project is that it will cause a lot of congestion here and it will offset all the traffic onto residential areas like Yosemite, Hill Drive, and Los Flores, I believe. And the reason why that is just because people are trying to avoid the 134 freeway when that gets really bad. I've been I have a lot of experience driving through certain sections within Colorado, and I've seen all the sort of conditions that affect traffic flow. So either we can put on the 134 freeway or have a mixed flow traffic. And yes, my concerns within public safety as well. So I just hope that this project would help accommodate that. And then also public transportation, I have a great concern for safety, just because some of my friends who have taken it have been harassed, and me as an Asian American is susceptible to that sort of harm just because of the current climate.
Thank you very much.
Caller ending in 0109. Please state your name. You have 1 minute to make your comment.
Hi, my name is Mike Sweeney. I'm an Eagle Rock homeowner, a transit rider, and I've been part of the Beautiful Boulevard Coalition. So for all the reasons people have said, I'm here to speak in favor of the modified F1. I want to thank the staff, and I think that the board of Metro needs to back up their staff on this. For 5 years, we've had outreach on this project, and each round of it, the outreach has improved, gotten a broader base of people, and it's reached more people, and the project has benefited from that. this project is one of the first projects Metro is going to be doing primarily without a right-of-way of its own, and so being able to work with the cities is going to be really critical. And I think what's been lost in this is the modified F1. What it does very, very well is it provides benefits to everybody. Whether it provides benefits to transit riders, it provides benefits to bike riders, benefits, safety benefits to other people. And I think that you need, the focus on traffic and multiple lanes does not provide benefits to most of those people. If Metro is going to be working in our city, it needs to make our city better, our neighborhoods stronger and more resilient. And part of that is by making places better for everybody. And I think I will say.
All right, move on to the next caller ending in 1630. Please state your name. You have 1 minute to make your comment.
Hi, my name is Suzanne Smith. I'm a resident of Eagle Rock for close to 20 years now. I live about 1 block off of Colorado. I am at an age where I am starting to look at alternatives to driving, and I am very much looking forward to being able to take a bus that won't stop as often, that will take me to Pasadena, that will take me to Glendale, and perhaps even to North Hollywood to pick up the Orange Line or the Red Line. And I appreciate so many of our residents who have taken time to pull together a plan that addresses many of the concerns that my neighbors have issued, some of which I think are very valid. So I would really encourage you to look at the modified plan that Beautiful Boulevard has put together and really improve transit for those of us who are trying not to drive, but also make it safer for pedestrians, bikers, and even other drivers.
Thank you.
Caller ending in 2925. Please state your name. You have 1 minute to make your comment.
Hello.
Okay, caller hung up. Caller ending in 331. Please state your name. You have 1 minute to make your comment.
Boy, I'm muted. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we
go ahead.
can.
Okay, I'm a resident of Eagle Rock, and I'm like in the middle of the entrance for 134, so it's very impossible for me to use the 134 freeway as what they have been saying. And I wanted to commute in a bus, but it's very impossible. I tried one time. I worked night shift, and it took me 2 hours to come home because I didn't have a car at that time. And to have and then as I worked last night, driving in 2 lanes, it's already very congested. And just putting one lane, and I don't know what is the rush. Why do you have to rush this? If they can just put a cone, as what everybody was saying, is proposing, I think it will be very peaceable for everybody and to save lives, because the traffic will be diverted to residential areas. And I think it is on your hands to decide and to.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Caller ending in 0411. Please state your name. You have 1 minute to make your comment.
Hi, my name is Christine Mee. I'm a resident of Eagle Rock for over 30 years. So can everyone hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so my concern is about the Beautiful Boulevard, and I recently heard about it. And I understand that now, I guess, hearing everyone's comments, that there's this has been an ongoing dialogue, but I just feel like there's still certain people or certain residents that have not heard about this. So I'm not sure if it's because maybe we're not on social media. So it would be nice if Metro or whoever's organizing this actually post flyers or mail the residents, what's going on, and to keep everyone in the loop, because it's not fair for those that that don't have the opportunity to voice their opinions and their concerns about this project. And another thing is that I'm tired of hearing name calling about people who do live here, that were NIMBYs, that were white people. I'm Asian American, and I have an electric vehicle, and I do care about the environment, and I do understand too about like the equity. But all we need is a study that this does support, you know, like this whole cause, because if not, then it's just going to go down the drain. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Caller ending in 8300, please state your name. You have 1 minute to make your comment.
This is Nadine Levyfield. I'm a lifelong resident of Eagle Rock. I'm a current renter here. I've worked on Colorado Boulevard. I've also commuted by bus to work. And I really want to express my vocal opposition to the current plan. The plan was changed considerably during the pandemic from we will use Colorado and figure out what that looks like to we will have a single lane of traffic. The people who were consulted during a time of pandemic with very limited public outreach are the organized bike lobby working with Boulevard Beautiful. And I have to say, it's really disconcerting to know that this really organized group of people reached out to Oxy and community organizations and restaurant owners without telling them that the biggest outcome would be a reduction of traffic lanes. Colorado Boulevard isn't not accessible for bus riders or bike riders. It's very accessible. A lane that shares the bus with regular traffic will work just as it will in Pasadena and Glendale, which have approved that model. And I really...
Thank you.
Last caller ending in 2925, please state your name. You have 1 minute to make your comment.
Hi, my name is Adam Stark. I live and work in Eagle Rock. I live right across the bus stop, and before and after the pandemic, I stand there and I see the empty buses all the time. The same buses that you guys so say they need dedicated bus lanes. That's just ridiculous. Eagle Rock is one of the most beautiful communities in the nation, and Colorado Boulevard, as beautiful as it is, there's nothing to do to it. Just keep the same bus lanes, bus stops that they stop right there where they are. There's nothing to do. Just keep it as it is. And let's do a study. And for those people claiming, I noticed a lot of people claim to ride the bus. So where are they? When they pass in front of me, the buses are all empty. I think what you need to improve is your services and your safety above all. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was the last caller. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
That was the last caller. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to give us your comment. We did not turn anyone away, despite my initial intentions to take public comment on the items as they arose. So we are closing a public comment at this point. And we're moving on to the next item on the non-consent calendar, which is item 12, Countywide Planning Major Project Status Report.
Yes, I believe David Meager is going to make staff's presentation. David?
Yes, I'll try to move quickly through this. This is a item, not just an information item. It's not an action item for the board, but this is our monthly report on the major pillar projects that we have, as well as some of the other projects that might have activity during this month. And so with the next slide, I would just want to state that on the West Santa Ana Branch project, we've had a pretty busy month thanks to the board direction last month to direct us to pursue New Start's funding. So we currently have our administrative final EIS-EIR in the last month of review by the FDA. We're very hopeful they'll give us permission to release the document in late June, early July. And we are talking to them too about the entry into the New Starts program as a funding opportunity for this project at the same time. In advance of that release, we're doing some outreach now, trying to let the community know that we're coming, give them a little bit of a heads up that we're going to be coming out there. The city manager's TAC continues to meet. We've had meetings with the stakeholder working group on the 21st and the 26th. And then we're gearing up for the outreach that we'll be doing in late June and early July when the document comes out. Those are the major activities this month, and so I will just move on and move to the other projects and take questions at the end if that's okay with it.
Yes, that's fine, David.
Okay, then the Green Line to Torrance project. We have gone through all 700 comments we received during the scoping period that ended March 29th. We are now incorporating those with our environmental teams and the engineering design work that's going on. We're doing a lot of coordination with third parties right now. That's with Caltrans, who controls the 405 and the Hawthorne Boulevard route where we'll be working, and also with the cities. We have a standing meeting with the subcommittee of the Lawndale Council that we meet with on a monthly basis to address their concerns, and staff monthly briefings are being set up in Redondo Beach and Torrance as we refine the design and start to do the environmental reviews. This summer, we are looking to do some walking tours. We think it's going to be safe to have small groups that we can go out into the corridors, meet with some of the stakeholders along the route to get their concerns and issues addressed with our consultants who are doing the design work and environmental clearance work, and to refine the designs. And we also have included in Lawndale's request the trench segment in the area they've asked for a review of that. We're going to include that in the study. And we're also looking at an aerial segment on Hawthorne. So each of the cities have asked for this additional type of design enhancement that we will include in the studies as we go forward, evaluate the costs of those and the benefits or the impacts that might attribute from those. The next project, East Side Corridor Phase 2. The work there is continuing in the design phase right now with the cities. But again, in this case, we're starting to expand the outreach efforts beyond just the city staff and beyond just the Washington Coalition, which we were continuing to have monthly meetings with to review the city's concerns. We are actually, in the last month, we've actually had 5 different groups we've been out to, East LA Chamber, Whittier Boulevard Merchants, East LA Small Business Roundtable, Health Innovation, Community Partnership. These meetings we're going to be expanding even further, and then we're working through the CBO strategy to actually start outreach to the general public as we go forward, because it'll be essentially another year before we'll have the public comment period on the draft EIR. So we don't want to let that period be silent with the public when we're out there doing this work. In our offices and in our studios, the consultants where they're working, we want to actually have that input and outreach as we're going before we get to the public comment period. Next project, Sepulveda Transit Corridor. A lot of activity at the board in February and March to approve the award of the PDA contracts. Those contracts are near to being executed, so we can authorize the 2 PDA firms to start their work. The environmental teams are continuing their work. We did issue a list of 5 environmental alternatives in a board box in mid-April. We put that out. We've had some comments and feedback on those alternatives. These are the ones that we're proposing to take out to our scoping meetings in the fall. They include the 2 PDA proposals that we received, the monorail and the subway alternative, but they also have the variations that were advocated in the alternatives analysis study 1 or 2 years ago, when we had an option that went to UCLA, a monorail option that would actually serve the UCLA campus. We also had heavy rail options that would include below ground segments in Sepulveda Boulevard and Van Nuys in the Valley, which were not part of the PDA proposals. And finally, in the southern end of the corridor, we've had comments about where we connect to the Purple Line and the Expo Line. We currently have connections planned at Wilshire and Western and at the VA Hospital for either different alternatives. We've also had a request on Director Bonin that Bundy was an alternative that was in the earlier studies that probably deserves a look in the studies going forward as a way that would be connecting to a future extension further south towards LAX. So we would have actually Sepulveda Expo and Bundy Expo as 2 ways that the project could go forward. That wasn't proposed by any of the PDA firms, but it's something that as we go into scoping, we probably need to address a little bit further to see the feasibility of that and the acceptability of that with regard to the design work going forward. So those are some of the changes, and that work will be going forward this summer, leading to this. And we do have actually. I want to make a plug for community forum that's scheduled now for June 8th. We've not been out in the public in some time on this project, and because of the blackout period that was occurring during the procurement phase. So this is an opportunity to get out into the community, give them mainly an idea about the process that we're following going forward in this. A lot of people who have been out of the loop in terms of the communication and outreach need to know what is this PTA process, what is being studied, what do we need to know, and how to participate. So we certainly got a lot of participation today. I know that North Hollywood to Pasadena. I think there's a lot of people in this corridor that want to be participants too. So we're going to be getting out there starting on June 8th for the meeting with those groups. And the last project was NOHO to Pasadena. I think you've heard a lot on that already today, and it's item 15, I believe, on our agenda today. So I will not make comments on that and let that come from a staff presentation if you choose to hear that.
Thank
That's
you.
Our comments.
Thank you very much. Questions or comments by committee members? Supervisor Hahn, and then Supervisor Solis.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So, David, I had a couple of clarifications. One was, I think it indicates that there'll be community outreach for the West Santa Ana branch before the draft environmental document goes out for the 40-day comment. Did I hear that right?
It won't be public meetings. It will be a reaching out in terms of messaging, email blasts, maybe notices put with different groups out there. But then the thing we do want to do this summer.
So you're basically notifying them that it's time for them to comment.
Yes, exactly.
Is that how you see it? Okay. Well, I would, I'm sure Supervisor Solis and I both would want you to, let us know too, because we certainly have our own community outreach networks as well, and we could probably help with that. So we'd like to coordinate that with you.
Absolutely.
Okay. And the other thing was on the Green Line to Torrance. It looks like BNSF is asking for accommodations to maintain their existing and future needs along the right-of-way. What's that going to look like?
Actually, the meetings have been very good with BNSF. They want to maintain their current capacity out there, but they're willing and flexible on how the track work could be modified to accommodate the light rail. They have spur tracks that go off to some of the customers that they have in mainland Torrance. They want to maintain those, and in some cases we'll have to move those a little bit to make room for that. They have some loading and unloading of trains that they store there in the Torrance yard, but they've been very good to work with, and I think we're having generally about once a month, we're refining our designs and meeting with them. And
okay, that's good. So you don't anticipate any big problems like they would derail, no pun intended, our timeline?
They've been working very productively with us so far.
Yeah, you usually hear that phrase when we talk about our railroads, like positive meeting, working cooperatively. That's new language for me. So that's good news. Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Director Solis.
Yes, thank you. And I'll be brief. I just want to say, yes, I agree with Supervisor Hahn that we also want to help provide any input regarding public meetings or blasts and things of that nature. So we're on board. And I do want to thank David. I want to thank you and Jim DeLalosa, your team, for all the work that you've done on many of these projects. And I will say that there's an opportunity upcoming. I know we just had a meeting with you all with Phil Washington regarding the governor's budget. And supposedly there's $1 billion available for transportation projects that support the Olympics. I think we are in a prime position to be able to receive a lot of that funding, if not a majority. But I know that some of the projects that we are talking about here, most of them are great with the East Side Extension, West Santa Ana branch. These are shovel ready. We ought to be looking at that. And then also I do want to mention that the Foothill Goal Line is not mentioned, but that is a project that's already been underway, but we still have a shortfall. That could connect conceivably the Ontario Airport and really create, I think, a system that really connects different counties in a time when we're going to be preparing for the Olympics. So really do want to encourage staff to think out of the box on that and come up with some creative ways of how we can leverage that money. But we have a lot of shovel-ready projects and some in the queue, so and some that I think we could really help along. So let us know what we need to do as board members to help push in any way the governor, whatever we need to do. We have to come to consensus on that. But thank you for your report. Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions by committee? Director Bonin?
Yes, thank you. I apologize, Dave. My computer froze up and I got booted off for a second, so you may have covered this. But just a quick note on the Sepulveda Transit Corridor, a project I'm obviously keeping a close eye on. Glad to see that the public engagement is starting up again, so that the public understands that despite the sort of P3 process, we, Metro, are deciding what the mode is, and we, Metro, are deciding the alignment. I think that's very important for people to know. And I just want to, and this is what I'm told that you covered, but I just wanted to underscore, it's really, I think, very, very important for people outside of the agency and inside of the agency to understand that there has no decision been made yet on what the southern terminus of phase one of this project is. My eyes are very much on the prize of an eventual phase two, getting us to LAX. And on phase one, the terminus of that has not been determined, whether it's Expo Sepulveda, Expo Bundy, that's up in the air, and we need to make sure that we're evaluating both options as we go through this process. And I just wanted to underline and capitalize in both cases.
Thank you.